So, Mia, what are the big deals that investors are going to be watching?
Okay, so it was a very busy year. A lot of it is because of the fact these companies have a ton of cash on their balance sheets that they want to put to work, and many think this low interest rate environment is going to evaporate perhaps in the second half of next year. So some 6,800 deals have already been completed, but some 1,800 deals are still pending. So those are deals that were announced this year, but still haven't gone through the finish point yet, mainly because of regulatory hurdles, or they just don't have all the paperwork that they need yet approved from the likes of, the FCC or the SEC or whatever government body is going to check mark and give them the green light. It's interesting because most of the deals happening in the consumer non-cyclical space, followed by communications, then energy, financials, and then consumer cyclicals, and that's about $750 billion. So I went through the Bloomberg terminal and I came up with the top three in terms of value. Probably no surprise here, right? The Time Warner deal is number one. That's at some $68 billion. This is the deal with Comcast. The latest in the saga is that the FCC announced a 3-week delay on their website. So January 12th is when we perhaps will get a little bit more information. But again, the FCC saying that they need to have more time to review lots more documents.
And Comcast has been working so aggressively to manage this with the FCC. They've always had a very good / overbearing relationship with the FCC, but they also, I've noticed a lot of video pre-roll on the internet, ads explaining just how in favor of net neutrality they are. You might be surprised to know just how good we are for the consumer.
You rarely see companies take their campaign to consumers on the airwaves to get a deal done.
Well, there's a lot at stake, right? Because for the majority of these big media companies, if they are able to have more leverage when they negotiate deals with content partnerships, that's a huge mover. That said, I spoke to FBN Securities analyst. His name is Alfredo Scagliaba, and he said this deal is probably the one that's most fickle. This is the one that's most uncertain.
Really? I mean, for me, the story of 2014 was all the deals that were scuppered, first of all, because Jack Lew got involved and said, actually, you can't just move to Ireland. And plus, because of regulators being involved, what happened to Sprint and T-Mobile.
Which was ultimately a good thing. I mean, I think that you've seen the FCC display some backbone with the help of the Justice Department, particularly in the communications space. What we've seen, they've always said, and this is universally recognized, you sort of need 4 major competitors to ensure that prices go down, that terms are reasonable. We kept a major competitor with T-Mobile, and look what's happened. You're actually seeing cost per unit and per consumer going down. Everybody's driving it down. Verizon's doing it, AT&T
and DirecTV is the second one I was going to mention. That's obviously a big one. And just really quickly, the third one is the Allergan Actavis one. So in the pharma space, you're seeing a lot of activity there as well.